Hey everybody, this is Coach Brian. I wanted to put together a video to discuss when we should be pushing the ball down the field or the court on a fast break and when we should be slowing down our dribbling and possibly waiting for our teammates to come down and join us on offense. So the topic of this video is fast breaks versus holding up play. Before we get into that, I want to make sure that everybody understands the 5 moments that occur in a soccer or a futsal match. You could have the ball and you're attacking and you're on offense, and then the other team could steal the ball from you, and therefore you're in the middle of losing possession. And then now you're on defense because the other team has the ball, and you could then be stealing the ball back and gaining possession so that you are about to go back on offense. And this cycle continues until somebody scores a goal, or until somebody commits a foul or the ball goes out of bounds. And that is when we would have a set piece where we could have a start-up, a corner kick, a goal kick, a kick or a throw-in, direct or indirect kick, etc. So that would be the 5th moment. This video, talking about fast breaks versus holding up play, is going to focus on the moment when we are gaining possession, and then we are shifting into going on offense at that point in time. So it is all about these 2 squares and making some decisions what we're going to do, how fast we're going to attack the opposition's goal. So on our futsal court here, we are the orange team and our opponent is the blue team. And we want to make sure that we remember that in 5-a-side soccer or in futsal, there's usually a fixed defender, or what we call the fixo, that his job is to stay back behind his teammates and make sure that he's there to at least slow down fast breaks by the other team, if not stop them altogether. So while the fixo will, at some point when this ball gets deeper down into the offensive end, the fixo will come up here and join the offense for sure. But he will not go all the way down in front of the goal because he needs to stay back near somewhere in this area around half court so that he can quickly retreat and slow down any sort of fast break that happens by our team. So if we go back to the beginning of the play, remember we're going to be talking about when we gain possession and turn to offense, and we want to discuss what our options are. So in this case, the blue team's right wing is going to try to take on our left wing, and our left wing waits for the defender to come for the ball carrier to come to him, as opposed to running up and trying to just go right through the ball. And because of that patience, they're able to use their front foot and poke the ball away into space. And then we can start a bit of a break down the court. And at that point in time, we've gained possession of the ball, and now we are switching into offensive mode. What the wing needs to decide pretty quickly, as soon as they gain possession, this would be they poked it away, they've now gotten to the ball, they're making their first touch on the ball after gaining possession. It's important for the wing to look up and see what is in front of them. If the fixo is out of position, then absolutely this player should be dribbling down the field on a fast break, or if there's a teammate that looks like they're open as well, there's always the option of passing in front of the teammate. But in this case, it would be 100% fine for our player to be dribbling down the field as long as they possibly could before a defender got to them. And then by the time they did, the player would probably be somewhere around here with the ball and could take a shot on the goal. And maybe our pivot is down here to get a rebound goal if it bounces off of the goalkeeper's hands. But what we want to fast forward here is this is what we normally see, and that is once the wing gets a possession of the ball, the immediate thought is I'm going to dribble down the court and I'm going to score a goal. And so they start dribbling down the field here, and even at this point in time, if they were to look up, they could still put a pass through to their pivot and keep this fast break going. But unfortunately, what usually happens is the wing just keeps pushing the ball down the field to the point where their fixed defender and the right wing that lost the ball originally now have a 2-on-1, and they're able to steal the ball and start a counterattack of their own. And that is what we want to try to avoid. So we want to be sure that back here when we gain possession of the ball at the very first moment, we look up and we see, is the fixo back here? And if they are, do I have a teammate? Because if I have a teammate, we have a 2-on-1, and that's how we should play this. If we're going to do a fast break, we should play it as a 2-on-1, and we should try to draw that defender closer to us and then lay the pass off in front of our pivot, who could then take a shot on goal, maybe even take another touch towards the goal before they take a shot on goal. So let's go back again, though, at the moment where our left wing is about to poke the ball away. And let's assume that our pivot, when the ball is poked away, thinks that they're supposed to go get the ball as well. And as a result, their first move is in the opposite direction of going down the court and doing a fast break. At that point in time, that allows their right wing to catch up with our pivot a little bit easier. And now our fast break option is a really tight window here to try to thread that pass through. It's possible if our left wing sees it immediately. But if they don't see it immediately and instead they dribble down the court a little bit, then that option gets closed off very quickly. And there is no more fast break at this point in time. And this is where we need to recognize, as the wing with the ball, I have two defenders that I'm about to engage. And I don't have a pass to anybody to keep the fast break going. So there is no harm whatsoever in putting our foot on the ball and stopping our forward progress to wait and see what might open up otherwise. We've talked about putting our foot on the ball and then shielding it from the defender. You could actually do a pullback turn here where you're changing directions a little bit. So if we were to see how that unfolds, our left wing is going to put the brakes on, and their right wing, who is running full speed, is going to take a couple extra steps this direction. Their pivot is still, their fixed defender, their fixo, is still backing up a little bit. Our pivot and their left wing are sprinting down the court thinking that there's a fast break going on, as is our right wing. So what happens when our left wing stops the ball and slows down play is that a giant passing lane opens up right in here to feed the ball in front of a wide open right wing. So if we wanted to see how that would unfold as well, we're going to see a nice pass over to our right wing, who could then take one or two, maybe even three dribbles in towards the goal before taking a shot, or maybe could even dribble it in, and if the pivot runs to the far post, could feed the pivot a pass, and the pivot could tap it into a wide open net as the goalie comes over to this side. So you can see the benefits of when we could slow down play versus going on a fast break. The fast break should be taken if the fixed defender is out of position. So let's say the fixed defender is all the way up here. I actually paused the video just to get everybody in a better position. So their fixed defender is all the way up here, and as the right wing for the blue team starts to make the move, the fixed defender thinks they're going to be really part of this offensive strike, and when we're able to steal the ball, our left wing is able to push the ball out into space and have a fast break. At this point in time, there is no reason to hold up play because the fixed defender was out of position. But when the wing steals the ball in the earlier scenarios and the fixed defender, the blue fixo, is back, the wing needs to recognize that the person they just stole the ball from, the blue team's right wing, is going to chase them down from behind. And the blue team's fixed defender is going to eventually try to steal the ball from them. So they're going to have to dribble through two people before they get a shot off if they're going to try to do it themselves. That's when they need to look to a teammate if they want to continue the fast break, or if that teammate is not open when they finally look, put your foot on the ball, stop the ball, turn and look at other options. See what you can do with the ball, hold up play for a second, and see how things develop. Hopefully that all made sense. See you guys soon.